friends meet yet again.
Newsflash. Good evening, Madam Herta fans. This is an urgent broadcast. The great Madam Herta, member 83 of the Genius Society, has been targeted in an attack at the space station. Her current whereabouts are unknown, with no group having stepped forward to claim responsibility. Many Heritors are upset at the ineptitude of upper management, having issued strong protest and condemnation.
Mr. Scrollum, this was a premeditated attack.
Conclusion. Their target was the space station, but their strategies are still unknown to us.
That's right. Which is precisely why we need her. The last to lay eyes on Herta's puppet before the attack was her.
And you are?
This is Dr. Ratio of the Intelligentsia Guild, a delegate from the IPC.
She's only just woken up, dazed. She may need a few pointers.
Ah, we cross paths again. Do you remember me?
Miss Trailblazer, you must have many questions.
You probably know the gist of things already. A few system hours ago, one of Madame Herta's puppets was attacked by an unknown perpetrator. We don't know the location of the puppet, and No, the attack happened on a base outside the station. She's away on a visit.
She received an invitation from the IPC before the attack occurred.
Ah, the technology department. Charming little place, isn't it? Madame Yabuli does possess some semblance of competence, but her subordinates? They want to start some new collaborations with Herta, and have graciously extended an invite for me to play the role of science consultant. However, this attack was timed a little too well. I can't help—
I've long heard that you're one of the best researchers in the guild, Dr. Ratio.
Save your flattery. Time is hardly a luxury we can squander. To debate the merits of mere mortals in the company of an actual genius? Excuse me, you. Tell me, what were you doing the last time you saw that puppet?
I do remember that happening, I think.
Don't play the fool. Think.
I think I was...
Oh, right. I need your help with something else. That curio's gone missing, and I can't just forget about it. Go find it for me when you have the time. I'm sure you can manage that, can't you? Let me describe it again in case you forgot. It's alive, but it doesn't have a body. Send me a signal when you see traces of it.
I think she mentioned something important, but I can't remember. If only there were some hints, then maybe...
Anyway, keep up the good work. I need to go out for a bit. Go ask Asta if you want someone to help you.
My memory is kind of hazy. What did I do after that? This is what I recall before I met Herta, but I can't remember some of the details. Let me try to remember the conversation with Asta.
A curio that's alive but doesn't have a body. Sorry, but nothing comes to mind. Maybe the researchers at the Departments of Ecology or Insight may have an idea? Hinkle and are around here somewhere. I'd suggest you ask them about it.
Asta seems to have mentioned 2 names. 2 researchers from the Departments of Ecology and Insight.
Those despicable villains are distorting the truth online. Ugh. If I discover who's behind this... A curio that's alive but doesn't have a body? Isn't that just a jinx? Oh, nowadays people call them wubbaboos? Well, I might be the Department of Ecology head, but I'm not the most knowledgeable person when it comes to curios. Adler would be of more help, but he's been investigating some paranormal phenomenon. I must say, it's a little embarrassing for the space station to be in such disarray while guests are visiting. We've been through a huge crisis and are still recovering. People are growing more and more distrustful of the management here. Never mind, I shouldn't be telling you this. It's something that we researchers need to resolve ourselves.
Adler. Right, then I ran into Arlen. Adler was with him. Adler was with Arlen. They were involved in some sort of incident.
What? He went to the scene alone with Peppy? How could you let him?
Calm down, Brother Arlen. I know you're upset.
We're walking the dog.
We're having a walk.
Like I said, we're...
So I'm the dog?
They seem to be hiding something.
Is there something you need?
Oh, really? What a coincidence. We're looking for him, too. That kid sure is brave, running straight to the scene on his own. No danger, of course. Brother Arlen, I can't keep this up anymore.
Can you leave the talking to me next time? Let's walk and talk. Why are you looking for Adler? A lost curio. I see. He'll be able to help. Careful. The fragmentum in this area is very unstable. Over there! Because I thought he's in trouble. Let's go!
I'm okay.
So we departed.
Naughty child.
I sent a storm. Wicked human scales.
World cleansing training.
That's better.
Do not fret.
Ready for death.
Peppy! Are you okay?
That's me. What's up?
She wants to ask you something about curios. I'll leave you to it. Adler?
Don't worry. I think I figured something out. So, which curio do you want to know about? That's all you got? Too abstract. Well, there's beauty in the abstract, I guess. Have you asked the Department of Ecology head? Huh, she's not wrong. But that doesn't feel entirely right either.
Huh? What did I say?
Huh. Now that you mention it, I have a wild hypothesis. Let's call it a day. Wait for me. I'll be in touch.
Adler seems to have gotten a lead, but what was the information I forgot? And from whom? Let's go over it from the start. I may have overlooked something. My memories of Arlen and Adler are hazy.
curio that's alive but doesn't have a body. How's it going? Did you find the information you're after? I see. Is that what Hinkle and think? At least that counts as a lead. See? My researchers are pretty outstanding. Anxious, me? Is it that obvious? After the Legion's invasion, some researchers have been questioning the Man-Things had settled down a bit with the reconstruction. Yes, 4 researchers have inexplicably disappeared in a matter of days. People were just starting to regain their footing after the catastrophe. However, as you can see, rebuilding trust is harder than establishing it in the first place. Anyway, the most important thing is to get to the bottom of the disappearances. That's okay, but thank you for the offer. Oh, by the way, I heard about the thing mentioned.
So I did consult someone else other than Hinkle. The only thing I remember is that they're from the Department of Insight. The other person should be from the Department of Insight. I need to remember who it is. The other person should be from the Department of Insight. Identifying that person is crucial. It could be the key to making sense of everything.
Hey, what brings you here, Rich? It's been so long. It's all taken care of. Here's the account you asked for.
Sure. Can I help you with something?
Oh, you flatter me. Small scale. Best left under the table.
Again?
Here too. My memories are just... Did my memory piece together irrelevant information? Now I remember. The other person is Emily. She was at the base zone. What did Emily say?
I say, what a...
I'm not that wonderful.
No need to be modest, though I confess I did.
Sure.
See this material here? I'm not getting any younger.
Again? How many times?
Oh, another smart-looking youngster.
Huh. Asta told you to find me? However, I've heard of such a species. Don't get me wrong, I was...
The Xianzhou species Emily mentioned seems to be what inspired Adler. The disappearances Asta mentioned are... The Xianzhou species Emily mentioned seems to be what inspired Adler.
I figured you'd come to me to uncover the truth. I'm sorry. The situation is very delicate.
Just as I thought, I vaguely remember that Arlen said more.
I'm sorry. The situation is very delicate. What? How did you know? I see. Could you also... I'll be honest with you. There's only one clue. That means that every victim's disappearance, the words they used were...
Have you asked the Department of Ecology head? She's not wrong.
Huh?
She's not wrong. That's right! They're called heliobi! Now that you mention it, let's call it a day. Wait for me.
Spontaneous combustion of the human body. That is most likely the truth. I need to go over it from the start.
Let me describe it again in case you forgot. Send me a signal when you see...
I think she mentioned something important. If only there were some hints.
Let me describe it again in case you forgot. Send me a signal when you see train. That's not the point. I wouldn't be bothering with it if it didn't have something to do with the Genius Society. Anyway, keep up the good work. I need to go out for a bit. Go ahead.
I commend your stamina for recounting that interminable tale. You must be exhausted. My ears certainly are. So, to sum it up, the last time you laid eyes on Herta was in her office. She sent you on a wild goose chase for some trinket, the curio. After which you knew nothing else until Lady Asta contacted you. If that's the narrative you're sticking to, then indulge me. Who, pray tell, can substantiate this captivating drama?
Affirmation. We can ask Herta herself.
Well, if you lace up those boots and start sprinting now, you might just catch the IPC shuttle in 4 system hours.
Mr. Ratio, your style of questioning would seem to have a preconceived bias.
Apologies, it's an unfortunate habit of mine. When one is immersed in academic research, it is also the most efficient method, judging from my experience. Seeking answers with a negative hypothesis in mind is still valid research. If she is truly innocent, she can clear her name with answers. Based on your story, you met with Herta because she specifically wanted you for an assignment.
I remember now. Back then...
That's enough pretending. Please be quiet. Based on your story, you met with Herta because she specifically wanted you for an assignment.
I remember now.
That's enough pretending. Based on your story, you met with Herta...
I remember now.
That's enough pretending. Based on your story.
If you knew Herta, then you wouldn't find it weird.
Don't interrupt other people. Did no one teach you manners? Based on your story, you met with Herta because she specifically wanted you for an assignment. And the assignment involves a curio that doesn't even have a name. Herta's collection. An endless trove of trinkets and baubles. And yet, she singles out one nameless ordinary curio? It's hard for me to imagine she would treasure one curio so much.
I remember now.
That's enough. Herta's collection. An endless...
The curio isn't the point. Herta was only addressing it because of its relation to the Genius Society.
I would imagine the curio is the creation of a genius.
Yes. That seems logically sound. Then you said you asked Asta for help with the lost curio.
Yes, to get more information about the curio. I didn't get a direct answer.
Then you said you asked Asta for help with the lost curio.
I remember now.
That's enough pretending. Then you said you asked Asta...
I remember now.
That's enough pretend. Then you said you asked Asta for...
I remember now.
That's enough pretend. Then you said, however, she decided to hold her tongue until now?
I remember now.
That's enough pretend. However, she decided to hold her tongue and...
I remember now.
That's enough. However, she decided to hold...
I remember now.
That's enough. However...
Mr. Ratio, it's because...
I'm asking her, Lady Asta. Your testimony went out the window the second, however. She decided to hold her tongue, and so what's the story? Are you full of fanciful fiction? Or is Asta the one hoarding secrets like they're going out of style?
Asta isn't trying to hide anything.
What could be more important?
I agreed for Mr. Ratio to... It's okay. You can tell him.
So what's the story? Are you...
The space station has been very distrustful of its higher management ever since the Antimatter Legion's invasion. Another severe incident would further intensify suspicion and cause great internal strife.
Oh. So that explains why Lady Asta approved of my participation. They wouldn't be partial to anyone. Researchers' disappearances, you say? Yes, I've heard the responsibility of sorting out that mess has been thrust upon Arlen.
Yes, I ran into
Adler?
A level 2 researcher.
Well, did he enlighten you?
Adler seemed to have had an idea at the time.
Researchers' disappearances, you say? Yes, I've heard the response.
I remember now.
That's enough. Researchers' disappearances, you say?
I remember now.
That's enough. Researchers' disappearances, you say?
I remember now.
That's enough. Researchers' Clearly, though, it bears no connection to Herta's puppet being attacked.
No. If I recall correctly, Asta said, one of Madame Herta's puppets was attacked by an unknown perpetrator. Don't know the location. Isn't that the same as missing?
She did say that. But then what? You need to provide evidence to show incidents are linked.
There should be evidence. Arlen discovered something odd when he was investigating the disappearances. The space station's automatic fire suppression system was momentarily activated around the time the disappearances happened. Arlen...
But there are no signs of a fire anywhere in the space station.
That's what's so odd about it. But this information has an additional layer of importance. This may not be direct evidence, But if the system also recorded the fire suppression system activating when the puppet was attacked, then there's ample evidence to indicate that these two cases are linked.
If these two incidents were caused by the same person...
We'll see in the main control room. Let's go. Huh? What was that?
Harrider News Flash. This is an urgent broadcast. I repeat, this is an urgent broadcast. News has finally emerged regarding the attack on Madame Herta. The Annihilation Gang has claimed responsibility for the incident and warned of further activity. The Guild has expressed utmost condemnation.
The gods of the starry skies have abandoned the world. They give no thought to the masses. Only the wounded savior can bathe the world in the firelight of destruction. Yet always there are cowards trying in vain to reject their favor and escape the wounds. Flee then. Flee as far as you can. No matter the distance, annihilation will find you.
This is...
a declaration of war, and an announcement of what's to come.
This Duke Inferno Ifrit is a life form that hails from Fatora.
A group of pitiful lunatics. The fire demons have a cruel temper and instinctively ignite and destroy items.
Jadilah Brotherhood. I've heard that name somewhere.
On the Stellaron Hunters wanted posters,
The Jadilah Palace crumbled in the scorching flames. Something similar is about to happen here. That video will soon circulate.
The destruction of trust.
I'm afraid more than trust will be destroyed here. You need to start acting now if you want to survive. You, come with me. You have a superior strategy? Pray tell, do we set the two of them loose, turning whispered fears into full-blown pandemonium?
If we did that, we'd be at a disadvantage.
All remains as it did yesterday.
Not good. This is serious.
A list of the missing researchers and their details.
Sure, but the security department already combed through their backgrounds and personal relationships.
A list of the missing researchers and their details.
Okay.
Take it. Remember these names. I don't know.
What else do you need me to do?
Take me to the one who knows the most about curios.
He disappeared too. I didn't really notice at first. Adler's, but it's been a few system hours, and I still can't reach him. The last time I saw him was in the master control zone.
Lead the way. You said Adler was on the verge of a discovery, yet if his disappearance is also related to the case here...
True. The key words that got Adler thinking were energy, life forms. Duke Inferno is also an energy life form. Coincidence? We need to investigate this.
He disappeared. He's been acting really weird recently. He doesn't even answer me when I speak to him.
What did he talk about?
He kept saying the word phrase. want him back. But if you want to find him, I don't know exactly what he's searching for.
Your countenance suggests tragedy. So the researchers who disappeared were at the forefront of challenging management. I finished browsing through this booklet while you were replying to messages. It's time to go back and chat with Lady Asta and Mr. Screwlum.
you